Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Lisinopril. And some of the key points that I'm going to hit about Lisinopril are going to be how many prescription scripts are written each year for Lisinopril, the benefits of this drug, the side effects of this drug, the strength and the dosage of this drug. What are some over-the-counter competitors? Meaning, is there any natural remedies that you can do instead of taking the drug, as doctors would say? How often should you take the drug? The competitor drugs for Lisinopril, and the cost of the drug from what I've seen to try to save you money. And at the end of this video, if you want to click on the link below, Medicare-drugs.com, that I'll have below, you can go to our website and find out even more information on this. So let's get into it. Lisinopril is a beast in the Medicare world. And what I mean by that is I talk to hundreds, even thousands of people that are on Medicare every year. And I can tell you that there's my top 5 drugs that I hear from people and top 10, and they're usually in the top 5 or top 10 of what is prescribed. And most of them are high blood pressure drugs, thyroid, or cholesterol drugs. It seems to me, now in these videos when I use the term everybody or everything, please keep in mind that I'm just doing these videos kind of off the top of my head, and when I say everyone or everybody, I mean a lot of people, not everyone. So just keep that in mind as I'm talking. But one thing I can tell you is there's so many people that are taking a high blood pressure drug or a cholesterol drug. And, one thing about 2020 and beyond, what the doctors and what the medical field has done a pretty good job on is keeping your blood flowing. And as I'll talk about in later videos, diabetes is bigger than ever now. They're working on it like crazy. There's new drugs coming out. I'll go over some drugs about diabetes, but right now I want to talk about hypertension drugs, specifically Lisinopril, which is the generic of one of the big drugs that I won't mention right now. Now, some people ask, should I go on a Lisinopril? What is the difference between some of these drugs and that sort of thing? Now, Lisinopril is the generic for Prinivil, which it almost kind of sounds the same, but the reason why this is prescribed to so many people is, number one, it's inexpensive for some people. Now, I've done drug plans where literally your Lisinopril, if you go to a preferred pharmacy and you're on a specific plan, it could be $1 a month, even less than that for these prescription pills. And there's so many people on them. I guess if you're writing 110 million prescriptions per year, and people are getting them for $1, and some people are getting them for more. People pay up to $20 per month for them, or whatever it may be. They're making a big chunk of change off of these drugs. But the one thing I can tell you about hypertension or high blood pressure is, if you do the research on it literally, they're saving lives with these drugs because you have to keep your blood flowing for your arteries, for your veins, for your heart. Specifically for your heart, you clog something in your vein, whether it be in your leg or your artery in your arm and so forth, that directly affects your heart because the blood needs to be flowing throughout your body. One of the things that Lisinopril does is it relaxes the blood vessels so blood can flow more easily through your body. And another thing that I want to talk about is a lot of times they'll combine Lisinopril with hydrochlorothiazide. Now, what hydrochlorothiazide is a water pill. Some people understand, they hear that term a lot, but it's combined a lot with Lisinopril. And what that does is it causes you to create more urine, which you excrete excess salt and water out of your body. Let's talk about the benefits of Lisinopril. The biggest benefit that the doctors would say is that this could possibly keep you from having a heart attack. and high blood pressure is severe when it comes to cardiac arrest and so forth. So that would be the biggest benefit of the drug. That is specifically why they tend to prescribe this medication, is to keep your blood flowing so that you would not have a heart attack or go into cardiac arrest. Now let's talk about the side effects of taking lisinopril. Now obviously there is a lot of side effects with different drugs, and they have to tell you about these side effects for legal purposes and so forth. But I'm going to go over some of the side effects that I've read about and heard from people that are taking lisinopril. The first one is coughing and dry throat. Now this can happen with a lot of different drugs, and of course if you find this to be a problem, you'll have to consult with your doctor. The second side effect that you could have with lisinopril would be lightheadedness or feeling dizzy. Once again, this is something that happens that they have to tell about for many different drugs, but that's the number two. The number three would be headaches that you could possibly have as a side effect from taking lisinopril. Another side effect from this drug could be itching and a mild rash, where you see some spots of rash around your, on top of your skin, of your body, which isn't uncommon for taking certain drugs. This drug, I haven't heard too many people that have had that problem. Once again, I talk to a lot of people that are on lisinopril, and I kind of get the feedback of how they like it and what happens. And with 110 million prescriptions written, I think that seems to be doing its job. One of the other, the fifth or sixth side effect is blurred vision. That's a possibility while taking lisinopril. So you have to watch out for some of those side effects. Now I'd like to get into the strength and dosages that your doctor could prescribe to you for lisinopril. Okay, lisinopril comes in a tablet, and for the most part, the prescription would be 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 20 milligrams, 30 milligrams, or 40 milligrams. And you could take this one of these pills once or twice a day. Now, sometimes the doctor might prescribe 2.5 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon and that sort of thing. But those are the dosages that are prescribed for lisinopril. All right, so let's now talk about the competitor drugs, or the other drugs that are kind of like lisinopril. They deal with hypertension and high blood pressure. And some of these are brands, some of these are generics, and maybe I can't understand how to pronounce them correctly, but I'll give them to you anyway. And then I'll get into the cost of lisinopril and how you can get maybe some cheaper coupons or get the drug for cheaper at certain pharmacies. Okay, so Benazepril, that is a generic of Lotensin, which they're both for hypertension. Those are Benazepril is a generic, which would be a competitor for lisinopril. Accupril, Enalapril, which is a generic for Vasotec, and Lisinopril is another one. As I talked about before, the brand of lisinopril is Prinivil, and actually sometimes Zestril. I hope I'm saying these correctly. These are kind of weird names, but anyhow, Moexapril with an M. Perindopril is another generic that is somewhat of a competitor of lisinopril, and Quinapril, which is a generic of Accupril. So those are all hypertension, high blood pressure medications. To be honest with you, I've only seen, out of the hundreds of clients that I have, I've seen Benazepril, I've seen lisinopril, obviously. I've never even seen Prinivil. And the rest of these I haven't really seen. I guess Enalapril I've seen, but they don't have a big market share like Lisinopril. So that would be, you know, your competitors that your doctor might prescribe and say, well, you know, I can put you on Lisinopril or Benazepril and so forth. So that takes care of the video for today on Lisinopril. Once again, I'm going to leave the link to Medicare-drugs.com, and you can go on our website and look for coupons and other information and drug costs and so forth, and what pharmacies are the best and what prescription drug plans, Part D plans are the best for you. All this information you can get at the link below. We should have some things on there. If I find some coupons, I will put it on the website also, so please click on the link. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next video.